Have you ever wondered in the middle of the night, why was Charlie Kirk killed? How can Charlie Kirk's murder spark new conspiracy theories or confirm conspiracies that were already smoldering like dry tinder? Welcome to Midnight Reflections, where curiosity never sleeps. Now let's find out. Where curiosity never sleeps. Imagine this. You're at a rally, surrounded by thousands of enthusiastic followers. You made a name for yourself as a staunch defender of Trump, of Israel, and of conservative values. Suddenly, the crack of a gunshot slices the air. You fall. The world watches, but the questions keep coming unanswered. Charlie Kirk was that person. On the 10th of September 2025, he was assassinated while delivering a speech at Utah Valley University. Yet in his death, as in his life, there is no clear motive and no obvious explanation, only competing theories and stories that rush in to fill the void. Today we examine two possible narratives behind Charlie Kirk's killing, not to prove one true, but to understand how conspiracy theories are born. We now know who the killer is, but we will present the views that dominated the media and social media in the first 24 hours after his murder, and which will likely continue even after the killer and motive are found. Kirk was close to Trump and a vocal supporter of Israel. Many saw him as a leading voice in the conservative movement. Israeli leaders described him as a friend of Israel with a lion's heart. Yet there are indications he was not always in full alignment with every pro-Israel position. At one point, he opposed expanding anti-BDS laws, arguing they could silence free speech. He even said, "If I criticize AIPAC, I'll be labeled anti-Semitic." Some people told him that would happen. This kind of pressure shows he understood the risks of criticizing powerful pro-Israel institutions. Kirk expressed fear that if he turned against Israel, he might be killed. There are unverified claims suggesting exactly that. Publicly, he often emphasized that pro-Israel activism should be balanced with free speech, warning that any criticism of Israel could be branded as anti-Semitism. That tension may have created a sense of threat. It's plausible to imagine a narrative in which his criticisms, even if mild or occasional, began to unsettle some of his ideological allies. Some might have seen him as an internal threat rather than an external one, especially given his skill as an orator and his steadily growing popular base. If that were the case, turning him into a martyr could serve to rally the base, strengthen loyalty, and silence dissenting voices. On the other side, many argue Kirk was targeted because he was young, popular, and on a path toward political power. Some even whispered, "future president material." More outspoken, more polished, and more extreme than others, perhaps too dangerous to leave unchecked. In that narrative, his assassination wasn't just about him. It was a message. Support Trump, support Israel, but remember, there are invisible lines you do not cross. These contradictions are fertile ground for conspiracy theories. But why do they spread so fast? The answer is simple. Humans hate empty spaces. When there's no clear motive, no identified killer, people fill in the blanks with their own stories. And in America's current political climate, charged with fear, rage, and deep division, every gap is a breeding ground. Social media magnifies it all, turning every quote, every rumor, every half-truth into fuel. By the time the facts arrive, the alternative stories have already dominated the narrative. Think of Jeffrey Epstein's death. Countless theories about intelligence agencies, corruption, and secret networks, with little solid evidence but enormous impact on public opinion. That's exactly what's happening now with Kirk. The lack of motive, the absence of a clear suspect, the heated divisions. All of it feeds the fire. Each side molds the story to serve its base and demonize its opponents. And social media races to spread the first explanation, whether accurate or not. Here's what we know so far. Charlie Kirk was shot dead while giving a public speech. He had received threats and knew the risks. He was a strong supporter of Israel, though not without moments of criticism. And here are the questions that remain. Was his assassination an inside job? Was it an external strike meant as a political warning? Will his death become a rallying cry for the conservative base? Maybe one day we'll know the truth, but for now, we're left with two competing stories fighting to shape our understanding. Conspiracy theories live in the void, where facts are scarce and imagination takes over. And so we keep asking. If you found this episode thought-provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, when truth goes missing, stories take its place. Now you know. Got more midnight questions? Drop them in the comments. Stay curious, and I'll see you in another Midnight Mystery.